A cold morning and a quiet act of kindness on one of the coldest mornings of the year, when frost clung to every window and the sky hung low and gray, Daniel Reed pushed open the door of a small neighborhood café. It was the only place open that early, and it had become part of his routine. Daniel was a single father, raising his 7-year-old daughter Emma on his own. Life had not gone the way he once imagined. He worked 2 part-time jobs, slept very little, and carried a constant weight of responsibility. Still, every morning he stopped at the cafe before work, 1 warm cup of coffee, 1 simple breakfast, a few quiet minutes before the day demanded everything from him. But that morning, something stopped him. Near the window sat a young woman drenched from the rain, her coat thin and worn. She held her hands tightly together, trying to keep warm, her eyes fixed on the street outside as if waiting for something that never came. There was a tired sadness in her posture, the kind that came from long nights and longer worries. Daniel felt it instantly, a pull he couldn't explain. He knew that look. He had worn it himself during the hardest days after his wife passed away, when life felt unbearably heavy. He ordered his usual toast and tea. Then, without thinking too much, he ordered another plate. When the food arrived, Daniel approached her table slowly, careful not to frighten her. "Excuse me," he said gently. "I ordered too much. Would you mind helping me out?" The woman looked up, startled. Her eyes flickered with hesitation, then confusion, and finally quiet gratitude. "Thank you," she whispered. "My name is Hannah Moore." She ate slowly, as if unsure the food was really meant for her. Daniel didn't ask questions. He didn't need answers. Kindness didn't require explanations. From that day on, Hannah was there every morning, always the same seat, always quiet, always staring out the window. And every morning, Daniel brought an extra meal. They spoke only a little at first. Simple words. Weather, coffee, silence that felt safe instead of awkward. Daniel noticed things over time. Hannah often wore the same clothes. She startled easily. She rarely met anyone's eyes except his. Some days she looked stronger, other days, barely holding herself together. Still, she never asked for help, and Daniel never pushed. He simply made sure she ate, that her hands wrapped around something warm, that she knew without words that she mattered. Daniel didn't have much to give. Money was tight. Life was uncertain. But compassion cost nothing. One rainy morning, Hannah finally spoke more than usual. Her voice trembled as she said, "I don't think I deserve this." "You're kind to me for no reason," Daniel smiled softly. "Everyone deserves at least one person who treats them like they belong." Tears filled her eyes. She didn't reply, but something changed after that. Then, one morning, Hannah didn't come. Daniel waited longer than usual, glancing at the door again and again. The next day, she was still gone. Then the next. Worry settled heavily in his chest. He hoped more than anything that she was safe. 3 days later, the cafe door opened, and the room felt unusually quiet. A small group entered, 2 well-dressed professionals, and a woman walking hesitantly between them. Clean clothes, steady posture, but the same familiar eyes. It was Hannah. She spotted Daniel immediately, her face breaking into tears of relief. One of the visitors explained that Hannah's family had been searching for her for months. She had left a difficult chapter of her life behind and disappeared, overwhelmed and unsure where she belonged. It was Daniel's quiet kindness that gave her the strength to reconnect and start again. Hannah stepped forward, her voice shaking. "You didn't save me with money or advice," she said. "You saved me by seeing me." Daniel was stunned. To him, she had just been someone who needed a meal. Her family wanted to help in return to support Daniel and Emma, to ease the burdens he carried alone. At first, he refused. But Hannah gently told him that accepting kindness could be just as meaningful as giving it. In time, Daniel's life became lighter, Emma's future grew brighter. And Hannah, healing and hopeful, returned to the cafe, often not out of need, but gratitude. 2 strangers, changed forever by a few warm meals and one simple choice to care. Because sometimes the smallest kindness can quietly rewrite an entire life.